we continue the chapter Motion in a Plane, in which we discuss the scalar product of two vectors. The scalar product of two vectors. So there are two ways in which a vector can be multiplied by another vector. There are two ways in which a vector can be multiplied by another vector. There are two ways in which a vector can be multiplied by another vector. One way produces a scalar, one way produces a scalar and is called a scalar product of two vectors. One way produces a scalar and called a scalar product of two vectors. A scalar product of two vectors. So we are studying about a scalar product of two vectors. So there are two ways in which a vector can be multiplied by another vector. In the first way, in one way multiplication produces a scalar. When two vectors multiplied, then in one way the product comes to be a scalar, and this is called a scalar product of two vectors. Another way produces a new vector called vector product of two vectors. So in both the cases two vectors are multiplied. In first way, when two vectors are multiplied, then the product comes to be a scalar. When in the first way of multiplication, when two vectors are multiplied to each other, then the product comes to be a scalar, and that multiplication is called a scalar product of two vectors or dot product of two vectors or dot product of two vectors. In another way, when we multiplied two vectors, then a new vector produced, and the new vector produced is called vector product of two vectors or cross product of two vectors or cross product of two vectors. So we conclude that there are two ways to multiply two vector quantities. In the first way, when two vectors are multiplied, then the result comes to be a scalar, and that multiplication is called a scalar product of two vectors or dot product of two vectors. In the another way, when two vectors are multiplied, then the result comes to be vector, and that is called vector product of two vectors or cross product of two vectors. Now we study both the ways one by one. We studied both the ways one by one. So the first is a scalar product of two vectors. The first way of multiplication is a scalar product or dot product. A scalar product or dot product. So the definition of a scalar product or dot product is a scalar or dot product of two vectors. The scalar or dot product of two vectors, vector A and B, vector B, vector A and vector B, denoted by vector A dot vector B. The scalar or dot product of two vectors, vector A and vector B, denoted by A dot B, and is defined as product of the magnitude of vector A and vector B and cosine of the angle theta between them. This is the definition of a scalar product or dot product. So a scalar or dot product of two vectors, vector A and vector B, denoted by A dot B, and is defined as the product of the magnitude of vector A and B and cosine means cosine of the angle theta between them. So if there are two vectors A and B, so A dot B equals to magnitude of vector A, magnitude of vector B, and cosine of the angle theta between them. So A dot B equals to magnitude of A, magnitude of B, cos theta, and magnitude of A is written as A, magnitude of B is simply written as B. So A dot B is equals to AB cos theta. This is called a scalar and dot product. So H in the right side, A, B and cos theta, all these three quantities are scalars. Therefore, the dot product gives a scalar. Since A, B and cos theta are scalars, there is no vector signs. Since A, B and cos theta are scalar, so the dot product of vector A and vector B is a scalar quantity. The product which comes AB cos theta, In AB cos theta, A is a scalar, B is a scalar, cos theta is a scalar. So the result when two vectors are multiplied by dot, the result comes to be a scalar quantity. Now we discuss about examples of a scalar quantity. Physical examples of a scalar quantity. Physical examples of a scalar quantity. We know force and displacement. Work done is defined as force and displacement. Here force is a vector quantity, displacement is a vector quantity, but work is a scalar quantity. So when force vector and displacement vector, when force vector and displacement vector, when force vector and displacement vector is multiplied by dot, when force vector and displacement vector is multiplied by dot, the result comes to be a scalar. The result comes to be a scalar quantity. The result comes to be a scalar quantity because work done is a scalar quantity. Work done is a scalar quantity. Now the next example of power. Power is equals to product of force vector and instantaneous velocity vector. So force vector is a vector quantity. Velocity is a vector quantity. But when they multiplied by dot, the result comes to be a scalar quantity. Power is a scalar quantity. So when force vector and velocity vector is multiplied by dot, the result comes to be a scalar quantity. Power is a scalar quantity. Next, magnetic flux, which we studied in class 12. Magnetic flux is given by phi equals to B dot A, where B is the magnetic field and A is the area vector. B is the magnetic field or magnetic induction. B is the magnetic induction and A is the area vector. So when magnetic induction B, which is vector quantity, and area vector A is multiplied by dot, the result comes to be a scalar quantity. Magnetic flux. Phi is a magnetic flux. Phi is called magnetic flux. And magnetic flux is a scalar quantity. So these two quantities are vector and the result comes to be a scalar. So it is clear that when two vector quantities are multiplied by dot, the result comes to be a scalar quantity. Now from this formula, if we want to find the value of cos theta, we can calculate the value of cos theta. So cos theta must be equals to A dot B, dot product of two vectors, upon magnitude of vector A and magnitude of vector B. This is the formula for finding the angle, cos of the angle between two vectors, or we can calculate the angle theta when two vectors A and B are given. So we can find the value of cos theta by using this formula, and this formula comes from the definition of dot product. A dot B equals to magnitude of A, magnitude of B cos theta, and cos theta is equals to A dot B upon magnitude of A, magnitude of B. So we have studied that there are two ways of multiplication of vectors. In the first way of multiplication, when two vectors are multiplied by dot, the result comes to be a scalar quantity. And in the second way, when the two vectors are multiplied by cross, the result comes to be a vector quantity. So we are studying the first way of multiplication, and the first way of multiplication is known as a scalar product or dot product. So a scalar or dot product of two vectors A and B denoted by A dot B is defined as product of the magnitude of two vectors and cosine of the angle theta between them. So magnitude of A, magnitude of B is written as AB, so it is AB cos theta. And next thing we discuss the physical examples of dot product or a scalar product. So work done is a scalar quantity. So how it comes? Why it is a scalar? Because two vector quantities are multiplied by dot, and when we know that when two vector quantities are multiplied by the dot, the result comes to be a scalar. This is the second example when two vector quantities force and velocity are multiplied by dot, the result comes to be a scalar. This is the third example when two vector quantities magnetic field, magnetic flux or magnetic intensity are multiplied by dot, the result again comes to be a scalar quantity. Now we discuss properties of a scalar product of two vectors. Properties of a scalar product of two vectors. Properties of a scalar product of two vectors. The first property, that the scalar product holds commutative law of multiplication. A scalar or dot product holds commutative law of multiplication. Holds commutative law. Commutative law of multiplication. A scalar or dot product holds commutative law of multiplication. It means if there are two vectors A and B, then A dot B must be equals to B dot. This is the commutative law of multiplication. A dot B is equals to B dot A. The next property, the scalar product. The scalar or dot product holds distributive law. Distributive law of addition. A scalar or dot product holds distributive law of addition, like A dot B plus C is equals to A dot B plus A dot C. A dot B plus C equals to A dot B plus A dot C. This is called distributive law of addition. If A and B, the third property is, if vector A and vector B are two mutually perpendicular vectors, If the two vectors A and B are mutually perpendicular vectors, then their scalar or dot product is 0. Then their scalar or dot product is 0. How the scalar or dot product is 0? We see from the example. Let we know the formula for dot product. A dot B equals to AB cos theta, where theta is the angle between two vectors A and B. And if two vectors A and B are mutually perpendicular to each other, it means the angle between them theta equals to 90 degree. So use the formula theta equals to 90 degree. So we get A dot B equals to AB cos 90 degree, and the value of cos 90 is 0. So AB multiplied by 0 equals to 0. It means A dot B equals to 0 when two vectors A and B are mutually perpendicular to each other. If the two vectors A and B are mutually perpendicular to two vectors, then means the angle between them theta is 90 degree, then their dot product is 0. If next property, if two vectors A and B are parallel, if vector A and vector B are parallel vectors, in the same direction, then their dot product, then the magnitude of their dot product is maximum. Then their scalar product has the maximum positive magnitude. Then the scalar product, has maximum positive magnitude. This is the fourth property. If vector A and vector B are parallel vectors, and parallel vectors in the same direction, then the scalar product or dot product has maximum positive magnitude. Suppose this is vector A and this is another vector B. These are two parallel vectors. It means and they are in the same direction. Both the vectors are in the same direction. It means the angle between them theta equals to 0 degree. Then the product has maximum magnitude. So we use the same formula. A dot B equals to AB cos 0 degree, and we know the value of cos 0 degree is 1. So A dot B equals to AB. This is the magnitude, this is the maximum positive magnitude of the product. So if two vectors A and B are parallel vectors in the same direction, then the scalar product means A dot B has maximum positive magnitude. Next property, if property number 5, if vector A and vector B are anti-parallel, then the scalar product has maximum negative magnitude, If two vectors A and B are anti-parallel, then they have maximum negative magnitude. For example, if there are two vectors, this is vector A and there is another vector B. There are two vectors, vector A and vector B. They are anti-parallel. Means the angle between them is 180 degree. The angle between them is 180 degree. When the two vectors are directly opposite to each other, called anti-parallel. So in this case, when we use the formula A dot B equals to magnitude of A, magnitude of B cos theta. And here we use theta equals to 180 degree. So it gives AB cos 180 degree. And the value of cos 180 is minus 1. So we get A dot B equals to minus of AB. Means the scalar product has maximum negative magnitude. The scalar product has maximum negative magnitude when the two vectors A and B are anti-parallel. Means the angle between them is 180 degree. The scalar product of a vector. The scalar product of a vector with itself. The scalar product of a vector with itself. The scalar product of a vector with itself is equal to a square of its magnitude. The scalar product of a vector with itself is equal to a square of the magnitude. Means vector A dot vector A. The scalar product of a vector A with itself is equal to magnitude of A cos 0 degree. वेक्टर A खुद के साथ एंगल वेक्टर A का A के साथ एंगल 0 डिग्री and cos 0 1 and magnitude of A is A into A square, which is also written as magnitude of A का square. So the scalar product of a vector with itself is equal to a square of the magnitude. Now the seventh property about unit vectors. We know there are three unit vectors: I cap, j cap, and k cap. So when I dot I cap dot I cap, j cap dot j cap, and k cap dot k cap, this is equals to 1 because I have magnitude 1, j has I has 1 magnitude, j has unit magnitude, and k have also unit magnitude. So I dot I equals to 1, j dot j equals to 1, k dot k equals to 1, and I dot j equals to j dot k equals to k dot I equals to 0. Similarly, we know that vector product holds, sorry, scalar product holds commutative law. It means j dot I equals to k dot j equals to I dot k is also equals to 0. So I dot I, j dot j, k dot k equals to 1, and I dot j, j dot k, k dot I equals to 0. Now, if vectors in component forms, product of vectors in component form, if there are two vectors, A equals to ax I cap plus ay j cap plus az k cap, and there is another vector b equals to bx I cap plus by j cap plus bz k cap, and we have to find a dot b. So we multiply, we will write ax I cap plus ay j cap plus az k cap dot bx I cap plus by j cap plus bz k cap. So we get ax into bx, ax bx, and I dot I 1 plus ay plus ax into bx and ax into by, and I dot j 0, ax into bz, I dot k equals to 0, ay into bx, j dot I equals to 0, ay into by, and j dot j equals to 1, and ay into bz, j dot k equals to 0. Now ax into bz, I dot k 0, j dot k 0, and az into bz, k dot k equals to 1. So the result we get a dot b equals to ax bx plus ay into by plus az into bz.